Today we're going to begin section 5.5, adding and subtracting like fractions. This is another section that we're going to review in order to prepare ourselves to graph equations in chapter 8. Many of those equations have fractions in them, so this will help us to work those equations and to graph them. Fractions with the same denominator are called like fractions. Remember that the denominator is the number on the bottom of the fraction. When adding fractions with like denominators, we add the numerators and we write the sum over the denominator, so the denominator stays the same. The example given is 1/2 plus 2/5. We add the denominators, the numerators 1 plus 2, and we place it over 5, the denominator. 1 plus 2 is 3, so when you add them together you get 3/5. In example 1, they've added 1/8 plus 5/8. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 over 8 is the answer, but then we need to simplify it. And if you're not sure how to simplify, you can look back in chapter 5 where we simplified fractions. But keep in mind that their greatest common factor is 2, so we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 2, and we get 3/4 as our answer. In guided practice 1, we're going to add 1/5 plus 3/5. We get 1 plus 3 over the denominator of 5. 1 plus 3 is 4, so the answer will be 4/5. Now you try it. In self-check 1, add 2/6 plus 2/6. Keep in mind that you need to check to see if it needs to be simplified and write your answer in simplest form. In example 2, we're going to add mixed numbers. The example shows us that 7 2/5 plus 4 2/5 equals 11 4/5. They find that answer by pulling the two whole numbers out, 7 plus 4, and then adding the fractions. 7 plus 4 is 11, and 2/5 plus 2/5 equal 4/5. So the answer is 11 4/5. Adding mixed numbers is easy when both of them are positive like this. Now let's try one together. -2 4/5 plus -2/5. The easiest way to do this one is to change -2 4/5 to an improper fraction. So we're going to multiply 5 by 2 and add 4. It's negative, so we'll just leave it negative. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14, so -14 over 5 plus -2 over 5. When we add them together, we add the two numerators, and the denominator stays the same. So we get -16 over 5. That's an improper fraction, so we want to change that to a mixed numeral. So we divide 16 by 5. We know it's going to be negative. 16 divided by 5 is 3, with 1 left over, and the numerator stays as 5. Now try a couple on your own. In self-check 2, you'll add mixed numbers. 3 1/3 plus 2 1/3, and -4 2/7 plus 2 3/7. Now let's subtract like fractions. To subtract fractions with like denominators, subtract the numerators and write the difference over the denominator. The example shows 5/7 minus 1/7 equals 5 minus 1, which is 6, over the denominator of 7. So the answer is 6/7. In example 3, 10/11 minus 8/11 equals 10 minus 8 over 11 equals 2 over 11. Let's work one together. In guided practice 3, we'll subtract fractions. 17 over 18 minus 5 over 18 equals 17 minus 5 over 18. 17 minus 5 is 12 over 18. Now, I know that this is not simplified because both of my numbers are even. Both of them are composite, so they have some factors that are in common. And the greatest common factor of 12 and 18 is 6. So I'm going to divide both the numerator and the denominator by 6, and I get 2/3 as my answer. Now you try it. In self-check 3, subtract the fractions 6 over 7 minus 5 over 7. In example 4, we will subtract mixed numbers. When subtracting mixed numbers, it's easiest to change the mixed number to improper fractions first by multiplying the denominator by the integer and adding the numerator. So we have 5 and 7/9 minus -3 and 5/9. To change these two improper fractions, we're going to multiply 9 times 5 plus 7. So 9 times 5 is 45, plus 7 is 52 over 9. To change -3 and 5/9, it's going to be negative. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 5 is 32, so negative 32 over 9. 52/9 minus negative 32/9. Let's remember our subtracting integers rule, where we change same, opposite, opposite. So 52/9 plus, we're going to change the two negatives, the minus and negative, to a plus. And we have 52/9 plus 32/9. When you add the numerators together, you get 84 over 9. And then we need to go ahead and change this back to a mixed number. So we take 84 divided by 9, which is 9. There are 3 left over, so 9 and 3/9. But 3/9 is not simplified, so we simplify that to 9 and 1/3. Let's try one together. In guided practice 4, we'll subtract mixed numbers. 7 and 4/7 minus 2 and 5/7. First, we'll change them to improper fractions by multiplying 7 times 7 is 49, plus 4 is 53, over 7, minus 7 times 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19, over 7. Then we'll subtract 53 minus 19. When you subtract 53 minus 19, you get 34 over 7. Once again, we need to change this back to a mixed numeral. So 34 divided by 7 is going to be 4, and that leaves 6 as a remainder over 7. So 4 and 6/7 would be your answer. Now you try it. In check 4, subtract the mixed numbers -8 and 6/11 minus -2 and 5/11. In example 5, we will add algebraic fractions. X over 8 plus 4x over 8 equals x plus 4x over 8 equals 5x over 8. Once again, you just add the numerators, and then the denominator stays the same, and you look to see if it needs to be simplified. In this case, it is in simplified form, so 5x over 8 is the answer. In guided practice 5, we have 3r over 10 plus 3r over 10. So we'll add 3r plus 3r, and it remains over 10 as the denominator. So we get 6r over 10. This isn't simplified because I can simplify 6 over 10 by dividing both by 2, and I get 3r over 5. Now you try one. In self-practice 5, subtract 5r over 6 minus 2r over 6.